So, hi everyone, welcome back to the third and final set of matches for today.
And this is the
El
second qualifier.
and the second qualifier. I forgot to change the tag in uh, Capture H for the second series, which was actually a quarterfinal, but now it's again a qualifier. So the winner of this matchup will play against Yolatis, and this is the matchup Kron versus PDiracDelta.
And
Now, if we have a look at the maps and civs that they drafted, Anton, what's your impression?
so Kron went for Water Nomad Pilgrims, so it's very Frobenius-like maps. And then, he banned Pilgrims, sorry.
He banned pilgrims.
I'm not really good with colors, as you know. And then the second one is Land Madness, or
The second one is indeed Land Madness.
Land Madness. So Water Nomad is, well, as we saw earlier, a map where you can easily prepare a strategy because you're not used to playing it, and it's quite different from a normal map. Land Madness is a very open, so it's mostly a scouts map, I would think. And if you look, I think PDiracDelta went for the most classical maps that we have in the map pool for this tournament, being Hideout and Yucatan. So I think he, well, maybe didn't go for preparation, but is planning to use his ancient knowledge of the game to deal with
Ancient knowledge
Kron.
and experience.
I think
Yes.
compared to the previous games, most of the previous games were players who went up against each other, but who didn't really know each other. And now we have a game between Kron and PDiracDelta who have been playing a lot against each other throughout the years. So this might give a little bit of a different dynamic in strategy.
Indeed.
But I think, yeah, Kron is the favorite among the betting. I think there was like one or two votes for PDiracDelta.
I will double check that indeed, but I remember
And if we
indeed
look
that,
at
yes,
this,
it's 10 votes for Elkron in favor. So
and
he
if
is
we look
indeed
at,
the clear
sorry,
favorite.
and if we look at the civs, we have some. Well, we have Magyars obviously and Cuman, so both fairly good early aggression civs for
Joris can do
Kron.
it. Knight of St. John fanboying for Periac Delta.
Does he? What?
Yeah, he sent it in chat.
Okay. Oh, I was not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Knight was the only one, I think, basically almost the only one who believes in PDiracDelta.
I think so, yes.
No, but I
Uh,
think apart from, well, Magyar, Cuman, it's a nice set of civs. You also have like Byzantines, I guess, the one in the middle below.
yes.
Byzantines and Koreans are quite flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and PDiracDelta went for Goth, Mongols. No, yeah. Also, Franks, Tatars are good civs, but
Yes.
we'll see how it plays out. I think
Indeed.
we can.
But enough theorizing, let's jump into the game. And the first game, as always, is on Northern Isles. And it's Koreans for Elkron and Incas for Pedirac Delta.
Ooh,
Let's see
both. Yeah.
what they do with this.
I'm ready. Ready when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so both immediately queue villagers, so they were not caught off guard. Pedirac Delta seems to just start exploring his own island a little bit. Meanwhile, the transport ship from El Kron is being manned by a scout and 2 villagers.
Yes. So the
And he's
classical.
off.
It's quite interesting that the base of PDiracDelta is quite close to where you would probably land as
Yes.
Alcron. So he will be immediately seen, I guess.
I
But he's
think so
also
as
really
well.
close. Well, I will go to the.
Oh no, no. El Kron has not been seen yet by Pedirac Delta, while
If he
El Kron
puts
has
down
seen the house.
the building. Oh, this is a
Oh.
really nice positioning of the archery range. It's out of
Nice
sight,
positioning.
so
Just
is
out
he?
of sight indeed.
actually is... Oh, and PDiracDelta has sent one villager to the middle island, which will probably die due to the bears, or... I know it does have loom, but there are 2 bears. And he's building a tower in the middle. It's quite a... but now he spotted the archery range, so the scout of PDiracDelta is there.
Yeah, but still, it's gonna be hard to formulate an answer to this.
The watchtower is... I don't really understand the strategy behind it, but...
Yeah, and now Elkon is making a house, probably making a little bit of a barricade.
It's also painful that all of the wood line, all the 3 initial lumber camps are behind that wood line, so he doesn't even need to go around.
Nope, he can just sit behind and harass from there. Already has, since he's Koreans, the first level of archer armor for free.
He should probably get flinching as well, unless he really wants to go to a fast castle.
Yeah, he's nicely.
Also, there's not... I don't know. There's not a lot of reaction from PDiracDelta so far building a market, but you would expect maybe an archery range to like make few skirmishers defense.
Yeah, I mean, trying to wall in the...
Because the gate is good. Now he does have some part, although it can be ranged from behind the wood line.
Yeah. Okay, but then... Yeah, Elkon can just send the archers that are being produced now around the other side, and then
the berries.
That's safe again. Now he's going to...
I don't...
Berries.
He's still also his resources. Yeah, I'm... Oh, it's off the berries now. Now he's building a... I just don't know if he's planning to complete it, a barracks, but...
I think that's more just walling, because I don't see what barracks.
But there's still a whole...
Yeah,
next
fletching coming in.
And also he didn't click castle. I think he built the market to have the second building, and he has the resources already for quite a long time.
Yeah, but he's
I
not...
don't know. Yeah, he's not making army and fuel, and he also didn't click. And now he did.
Now he...
But I suppose... Yeah, I'm not... Yeah. I mean... Yeah. Kron could just as easily go up if he cancels a few villagers now, so...
Yeah, indeed. I'm favoring Elkon here.
Yeah, it's not well.
Got the initiative. Militia? That must be a misclick.
I mean, there hasn't been a lot of deaths for villagers dying so far, but there's been a lot of disturbance, and yeah, this looks really good.
And now he's holding him off of gold. I mean, he needs to migrate.
Yeah, and this... I don't know. Obviously, yeah, this is not... will be at least one more villager dying, I guess, or maybe... Well, maybe it will be okay. But even...
Okay, well, that's one archer going down, but...
One Eagle Scout is also not... No.
I'm surprised that I haven't seen more archers coming from Elkon. I mean, he has the resources. Castle Age is on the way. With a few more villagers on gold, he could easily sustain 2 archery range production.
But there's been... Well, I mean, there's been the villager kills, but it's just the idle time, the idle TC time. The difference is almost 10 villagers by now. And nothing has been done to stop new... Well, you still have the range, so when it's in castle, will he clean it up or what will he do? I think now we see a switch behind from Kron to build docks. I see three dock foundations, so he's planning to early aggression towards water domination.
Hilariously, there's a bit of a graphical bug in Capture Age, so the fire galley is spewing invisible fire.
Yeah, that's true because I see normal fire in the game. But
yeah,
yeah,
so
I
that
think maybe if we look just at balancing, I don't really see why Kron still has so many on foot.
is
He
indeed a
goes
bit.
for a water switch, but well, he has 10 villagers in lead, and I think it feels like PDiracDelta wasn't prepared for early aggression. I don't know.
I think so too.
Also,
Especially
he
he's
garrisoned.
got a villager and in the watchtower.
Yeah, he garrisoned it. Probably because of the second bear, I think, and then he didn't look at it anymore. But
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic.
so now he's. But I think
Yeah,
Kron already gave up the archery range. He's not
yeah,
really concerned about.
he's
So the villagers on the island are dying now, so that's
mhm,
good because he could always be a bother later on. But
mhm.
now just
Yeah, he's indeed going
galley
full water, full
and
galley.
galleys can range so much of what is on the land.
Yeah, indeed.
Even I think PDiracDelta should put the 5 eagles on the transport now because the transport will also
Mhm.
might be in trouble later on.
That would indeed be a good idea for Falconeer just to snipe the transport ship. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, and now he sees all the water. I think. Well, yeah, I think PDirac should have already tried to transport the eagles, but yeah, there's a second
Yeah.
TC. I think the eco from Kron would be also be fairly safe to counter.
Mhm.
So yeah, this game is not looking magnificent for PDiracDelta.
No, this is kind of
Second TC coming up near the stone, so he might be able to. And it's also more in the central. He will be able to have food, wood, and
mhm,
gold, maybe stone axes in any case. There,
true.
it's decent, but
Um,
what does he have? He has demos, but Kron is prepared for it near the northern dock. He spread out all of his ships.
yes, indeed. So that's okay. Two demolition rafts, and it's only demolition rafts, so they don't do. I mean, yeah, they took out a fire ship and half a war galley, but
Yeah,
I don't think you can call that a great trade.
but it's well, you can see Kron still has time to pay attention to well, putting space between your ships.
Hmm.
So he's in
Absolutely.
a comfortable position.
Yeah, I think he's relying on the fact that he did early damage and that PDiracDelta's eco is completely disturbed. And now he's just establishing dominance on the water, making sure he can't get any docks up. Like the dock has been destroyed.
Yeah,
Just park a couple ships in the middle and then you can't dock there either.
yeah,
So
and
I'm
I
just
think
expecting him to start lining the coast with ships.
I'm a bit curious. I see PDiracDelta has the stone. For where is he dropping it?
Oh, he's
He
dropping a
sold.
castle on the middle island.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not at all fond of this.
no.
He
I
needs
mean,
to
that's.
put a castle near the shoreline somewhere to secure some space to be able to build docks again.
Mhm.
All this,
Well, he is
both the
building
castle and
docks
the
in the
tower is
back.
completely useless.
Well, if Elkron is paying attention, and he is, those docks are likely getting denied. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well,
I
that
think,
one dock is not denied,
well,
but
basically, I believe this game is seems over. Yeah.
it kind of seems over indeed. Like, goes for a third town center, but
Yeah.
um, I'm not completely sure. Do you know if I think Koreans get Cannon Galleon? At least they get Turtle Ship.
I think they have good. I think they have almost all of the shipping upgrades. He
Yeah.
did trap 2 of his archers, so he needs to delete the lumber camp there. But
Yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Do they want to build docks in the center after the castle, maybe?
Okay, there's fire galleys coming out of these docks, but they're... Yeah, I think the reinforcements of the other galleys here, I don't see any real issues.
Oh, Kron is building university now, build a monastery, so I'm guessing he's going to click up.
He's gonna click up to Imp indeed. He's got the resources for it.
Once the university is ready.
I mean, he's missing a little bit of gold, but just idle production of the galleys. And yeah, he's there.
Yeah, also he doesn't have a market? No.
He does not have a market. Nope. I think that's a bit... Oh, I would not have queued those war galleys, because that kind of delays your Imperial time a little bit more.
Also, I mean, you do have a lot, and yeah. I think it's more important now to scout out new locations than to really mass even more ships, but...
Indeed. But I think he's still firmly in control. And now he should click up to Imperial.
There is a dock in the center now, in Center Island.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
The question is, does he know about this? No, he does not. So this is gonna be a nasty surprise that now is happening. And then there's another dock here. But I think there's a castle being constructed there, so he should really evacuate those ships. I do like this castle. In the sense that it guards the gold, it guards the coastline here.
I don't know exactly the range of the ships. It's now 8, yeah. The closer it is to the shoreline, the better, obviously, but you have to be able to construct it.
Mm-hmm. But I think once... Okay, Imperial is now on the way for Elcone. And I think once he researches chemistry, and then Cannon Galleon starts coming out, then this castle is gonna go down, the docks are gonna go down really quickly. I don't see... Okay, so he's trying to fight the ships with monks.
It worked,
was a very...
but... Yeah.
Briefly successful.
Yes.
Gamayuks, I don't see...
I expect either Cannon Galleon or a landing and a castle drop near where we're actually looking. I think above the dock now, maybe drop a castle there. I don't know what his plan is, but he has a lot of gold, stone.
Yeah, a castle here would indeed be nice. He's already constructing a house here. Or just... Yeah, this is also a fine location for a castle.
I would have... Yeah, okay.
I mean, I would have pushed it here, but...
Yeah, a bit more.
More docks being constructed over here, or at least queued to be constructed.
Now, yeah. But yeah, the eagles will just die to the ships, I guess.
I mean, they do take a while, so... Okay, now... Yeah, and then Galleon is coming in. I was expecting a quick chemistry and then cannon galleons. Because now there's gonna be a landing here. From the central castle. And that's gonna be nasty to clean up.
Yeah, but he has town centers almost everywhere, so I don't expect too much damage even. And now chemistry is incoming, so...
Chemistry is incoming, indeed. Oh, especially if he hits here first. I think based on where his initial TC was, PDiracDelta expected
the base being
here.
More.
Bought another couple of stone for a counter castle. I mean, that's a good location, but
Actually,
against Imperial...
the vision of PDiracDelta of the map isn't really great. That's a good counter castle, and also, yeah, it's closer to the location that I would have preferred for Kron's first castle.
But a Treb is already out, so
yeah, true.
That castle's not gonna live for a long time.
True.
Bracer is coming in as well.
Kamayuks are doing
and
absolutely
Cannon
nothing.
Galleon is being constructed. And just look at that line of docks. Like he has 9 docks, 1 in the back. And he doesn't know about this. Well, at least he should know about this landing here. The university, ballistics has been researched. Chemistry has been researched. I think it served its purpose. And then just safeguarding with a defensive castle. Yeah, that raid is not gonna do much damage. Especially with these houses. Ooh, but there's a hole.
It is not... Oh, it does not see it, or...
Okay, and then just garrison the villagers.
On the other hand, the castle is down from PDiracDelta. His original TC is also down, basically.
Yeah,
So,
that's the
tough.
danger. And here we also see the increased speed of the Cannon Galleon bullets. And that central castle is not going to survive for a long time.
6 Cannon Galleons immediately, so yeah.
Yeah.
Game is over and out.
Game is indeed over. It's just a matter of time. He is going Imperial, so he's trying. I mean... Okay, and then... Kron just saw it, is blocking the way with the house, but... There will always be a hole here.
Yeah, there.
Meanwhile, the castle in the middle is down. This dock is not for long anymore. Just evacuate the villagers under a TC garrison, and this does nothing.
Yes. It's obviously good to try and get in the counter raids, but it's, well, way too late, obviously, by now.
Indeed. Also, good news. He won't have to delete the lumber camp to get these 2 archers free. He chopped them free.
Yeah, true. Good planning.
Absolutely. So yeah, and even now the raid isn't doing anything. They're just standing there. Elite War Wagon is coming in, so there's a War Wagon switch coming.
Yeah, it's
oh yeah,
also fully upgraded already, because...
Yeah, I think the War Wagons are just here to deal with the Kamayuks.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he does need to pay attention to the monks trying to convert the bombard cannons. Cannon galleons. Kron suggests
the
2 times
Kamayuks
speed.
are all dying on stand ground due to the war wagons.
Anton, apparently Kron suggests 2 times speed, so let's maybe speed it up a bit. I have the feeling that PDiracDelta is not going to resign anytime soon. So let's go to 2 times speed.
Oh yeah, okay. I think in the game itself I have only 4 times, or...
Okay, I mean I can...
I'll follow along with the Twitch screen. Anyway, yeah, it's clear that it's just waiting for the end.
It's indeed waiting for the end. I don't see any possibility of recovering from this position.
Traps
I mean,
go down?
yes,
Yeah, traps go down.
the traps go down, but there's no way for these elite eagles to cross to the other island. There's just too much water control. So yeah, indeed, you can start making war wagons here, transport the war wagons that you have here over to the other island, and then start pushing with that, but I don't see any... Okay, and then there's a trip war. Yeah, he can't take this gold safely. With a couple of cannon galleons, this castle is also gone.
Yeah, there's nothing that is not reachable, I guess.
No,
Maybe where the
not at
traps
all.
are. But obviously he still has a good amount of eagles that are probably completely upgraded.
Okay, well, this was a
Quite
bit of
common.
a bad fight to take. I mean, a problem is indeed the elite eagle warriors having quite a bit of pierce armor.
Yeah, a lot of them. So I imagine if the ×2 speed is suggested because it takes so long, PDiracDelta will probably continue until he has no more army.
Yeah,
thing
and
is-
it's 2 relics, but I mean, so he can keep spamming them, but now with the bombard cannons just taking out all the production buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just basically delaying the end a little bit.
Yeah. Also, quite a lot of eagles died.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then Kron, like I suggested before, is just transporting over 6 more elite war wagons. So that's gonna be a party over here. That town center is gone. Noticed over there, I'm assuming there's some... No, there's no cannon galleons there, but that castle I don't think is gonna hold for a long time. So just these cannon galleons need to move up the coast, deal with this area over here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there goes that market.
A smaller and smaller base.
Yeah, it's
Well,
the
I
boa
do
constrictor
like the
approach.
aesthetics of the mining camp now, with the 4
I mean,
gold.
this is super efficient, you know, if we don't pay attention to this thing, this is a super efficient setup.
Yes.
Yeah, and now the elite war wagons are coming in to help.
Yeah, might still not be. Maybe. It's just
I
the
mean-
monk still, I guess. Or
Let's also consider 103 villagers versus 14.
I sort of love the fact I think this game was played on a day when PDiracDelta didn't have that much time and needed to leave afterwards.
Yes,
So,
indeed. I don't understand the reasoning there. Also, PDiracDelta isn't usually the player that keeps on fighting until like the
Yeah,
last
true.
villager. So this is somewhat unexpected behavior, I would say. Like, I mean, look at the score. 15k versus 6.
Yeah, the score okay, but it's just the size of the base.
Yeah, that as
Even
well.
what you can see, I think. Well, I'm not really. Yeah.
I mean, I can just have a look at what he can see. I mean, pretty soon this lumber camp is gonna be taken down by a castle. And then it's just this little bit remaining. So yeah, this is indeed like, okay,
Oh, come
this tiny middle strip is just out of reach of your ships.
on. Yeah, I went a bit further ahead, so I can guarantee that this game does end sometime, but...
Okay, good. I mean, I'll... times 8. I'm sorry, but this is just...
Still 2 monasteries, though. Were the Inca that religious, actually? I don't think. I don't think the Incas were that really. Well, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, so we reached the end.
Yes, we've reached the end. Even doing some bombard towers. Okay, well...
I think the game was sort of decided in the first 10 minutes, but...
It was completely decided in the
Fair play
first 10
to
minutes.
play it out, of course. And he still got to a large amount of eagles, but he never had the option to like land them fully or to go on an offensive because the sea was all blues.
Indeed, indeed. So that's our first match, which means that Kron has the first victory. So the second game, one of the home maps of PDiracDelta, is going to be Yucatan or Hideout. Now, based on playstyle, I would guess that he picks Hideout. Just a more classic map.
Possible. I think both are quite easy to wall. Yeah, I think. Also, I think PDiracDelta will be more in his comfort zone in comparison towards the first map.
That's true.
So let's hope for a good game.
Indeed, indeed. And let's refresh.
Gonna jump in.
And it is indeed Hideout. And yeah, okay, we didn't make a guess for the civs. I already saw them now, so it's a little bit...
Me as well. Me too.
It's a little bit... the sea is always blue, says Yonasti. That is indeed very true. But yeah, so it is indeed Hideout, and it's... I am going to switch them from location, and then since I will also switch them from color, because even though Kron was blue and PDiracDelta was red, now they switched colors. So in order to keep it consistent, I've put Kron on blue and PDiracDelta on red.
Ooh, I will be watching in different colors, but it will be okay.
We have issues with colors anyway, so I don't think it really matters.
True. So the civs that PDiracDelta chose to go for Franks. So
indeed.
classic.
And then the counter to that, picked by Kron, Byzantines. I think that's a fairly strong choice. Cheaper spearman line, camels. I think they're a pretty good counter to Franks.
It's a good defensive civ. The only thing is that cataphracts might be not the option this game, but I think they have a lot of options.
Indeed, they don't have to go cataphracts. Anyway.
But also, we'll see how it goes.
Indeed. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So now, as we stated before...
Obviously, the Frank player doesn't have to go nice paladins, so we can see what kind of strategy he prefers. I don't really see PDiracDeltas want to play a lot of early aggression. I also see in spec chat. Sorry, I'm quickly going to the toilet, but
yes.
Yeah.
Luckily, we don't have to pause along with the players.
Yes.
But yes, as before, Hideout is a classic RM map that we have in there. So there's
also,
nothing special.
One of the more comfortable maps for PDiracDelta, as you already suggested, Arena, Hideouts, maps he likes to play. And
indeed.
I think he liked to boom. Sort of.
We also have a remark from Knight of St. John that this is a broccoli forest. I can see what he means. this is indeed broccoli shape. In actually the same layout as the
as a
main vault
map,
of Kron.
it is quite comfortable layout. We can check how long they will keep the idle TC time to 0 now. Kron faltering a little bit.
Kron already at 16 seconds. PDiracDelta keeping it at a nice stable 0.
We already have quite a lot of... Oh, oops. I was not going at normal speed. I was still in the mode of the earlier, but I will catch up. I started again and I catch up.
All right, I'm now at 3 minutes. Oh, and this is... There has been no update in between, but for Kron, the deer spawned outside the base. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nasty, for drawing our attention to it. Also, the deer lure is... I think it's safe to call this a failure. I mean, the deer is inside, but it's, no. Okay, taking boar. Yeah. And now the deer is trying to return back, but this damn gate is blocking his path. Okay, now he's gonna try to lure this deer. Now he's gonna try to lure this deer. Yes.
Yeah, but for both players, the deer are outside. Actually, for Kron, there were still some deer inside, the one he's trying to. Lots of attention. Oh.
I mean, it's Dark Age. What else are we gonna pay attention to? And then closer, and now just, yeah, indeed. Okay, successful deer lure. Where did his spawn? Yeah, his deer spawned completely outside the base. It's a little bit surprising. I would have expected PDiracDelta to have already at least lured one boar.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I mean, at this rate, the food under the TC is gonna run out quickly.
Obviously,
so
maybe he's relying on the Frank bonus for berries, because he's put a lot on berries early.
5 is indeed quite a lot.
And now he's going for the boar.
Now he's going for the boar indeed. But I think the timing might be a little bit off.
I think, honestly, if you don't expect early aggression, it doesn't really matter as long as you keep up the villager production.
That is true. And he has quite a bit of food banked, so... Okay, no, the timing is actually kind of perfect. Yep.
Poor Kron.
What happened?
He's frustrated that we are not paying enough tribute to his deer luring technique.
Okay. We will pay attention to what happens to these deer luring. He's still going, by the way. Yes, we can see that these deer are still trying to be lured.
Maybe if he knows you can keep open the gate with a sheep, so... I think the main difference so far, idle time comparable, villagers comparable. PDiracDelta has been scouting a lot more, obviously without the deer luring.
Yes, indeed. And you see that also, that's reflected in the score.
Yeah. The second boar will be a little bit too late, but it's still doable.
Yeah, it's still fine. And then going for gold. Yeah, this looks like a 22 villager going up. That's not really a fast castle build, so that's gonna be some early aggression.
It might still be fast castle. Going on gold now. If it's not,
I think if he's
going to Castle Age, he is building a barracks, so...
Yeah, I expect a couple more to go on gold, and then archers.
Could be. as Frank's, yeah, you could definitely go for archer crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe also
I
as a
think
bit
that's
of
pretty
a
good.
less expected move than
Mhm.
going Scouts Knights.
Indeed.
You also see that Kron is also creating like a smaller base with his barracks and houses. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm paying attention to the boar luring technique.
Which is frankly amazing. No,
I
it's
did not mention anything.
perfectly fine.
Perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
now
Indeed.
when we get remarks on our less than complimentary remarks, then we
It's
have to
all
look
your
at
fault.
everything with a pinch of
I
salt.
did not make any remarks. You did.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, so
Obviously,
indeed,
Kron is the big favorite for the tournament's overall title. We all know.
I mean, you did put him as the winner of the grand final.
I'm fairly convinced, so curious to
Also,
see how this will play out. We still have about, I don't know, PDirac gained a little bit more IDLTC time, but is close to clicking up. If he has a second building somewhere, no.
no, not yet. But he did build an archery range, and now he's building a market.
Oh yeah, there's.
And yeah, and he is indeed going archers. Not a typical archers build, but I think that's still fine. Don't see any problems with this.
But still, given his
distribution.
resources and the market, I guess this is a archer fast castle, no? Because it's very close to clicking up.
Yeah, he's indeed very close to clicking up. But yeah, he's gonna need to stop archer production a little bit because it's just keeping him away from getting the gold needed.
Yeah. Well. Now he's out, so I guess he'll just cancel the archer and go up, or maybe not.
No, he's just waiting.
I think by the time the archers could be any threat, Kron should also be in Castle Age. He's pretty close as well.
I'm expecting that as well.
He has a stable, so
he sold wood to get the gold, and he went up. So yeah, now he's doing PDiracDelta's deer. That would be amazing. I will pay attention to what the scout is doing. Well, he tried to lure it, but he got chased away by the archers. But he does gain the information.
The archers then.
He got indeed the information that PDirac is going for archers. So considering that, I'm expecting an archery range to be built pretty soon. I mean, this distribution, 17 on wood, 8 on food, 4 on gold.
I don't really understand what PDiracDelta is planning to do once he comes into Castle. He stopped his archer production, so those 3 archers, well, if he stopped already, I think it's not gonna be a crossbow botkin arrow once he arrives. He doesn't really have a lot on wood or enough on wood to go for a full boom.
It's quite
now
curious.
He's building a blacksmith.
I'm noticing your scout, so he's still getting closer, and he's just getting information there.
And the archery range is up for Kron, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Archery range is indeed up. So I would expect at least some, or at least being prepared to make some skirmishers. And Kron is just going for a safe boom. Second town center, third town center. Byzantines, defensive turtling.
Why not? Why not?
Indeed. Frankish cav archers? Okay.
Yeah. Also, doing the skill barding armor, so he does. Yeah, okay, he is starting to go into knights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how much damage would this do?
I'm not sure, because this is completely countered by just skirms and spears, which the Byzantines can do very cheaply. So yeah, 3 skirms in production.
Also a bit now. Now there's like the initial attack. How does he react?
Camel riders,
Skirmishers and camel riders.
mashing to build a house. Also, I'm quite curious. No, Oh no, cavalry archer does get some bonus HP, I think.
Okay, for Franks.
It seems like it, because I think a normal cav archer only has 50 HP. And this one has 60 HP, so that would correspond to a 20% bonus, which is what the Franks get. But still, he doesn't get bloodline, so it's still weaker than a normal cav archer.
Oh.
And especially if Kron can hold on until Imperial. No bracer for Franks, so it's not a long-term solution. And this combination of camels and skirms just completely cancels out anything that PDiracDelta is making at the moment.
Yeah. I think there's so far there's a slight eco advantage for PDirac, because I guess Kron had difficulty having enough food for both villager production as well as skirmishers and camels. Now that the threat is over.
I mean, after the threat, there's 37 villagers for Kron and 36 for PDirac. So
yeah, it was 34 because we had 3 cutes.
Yeah, but Kron is indeed not having enough food to keep all 3 of his town centers running at the same time. But he's fixing this by sending more vills onto
yeah,
food.
he did have a lot of wood, so it's easily fixable.
Easily rectified, indeed.
Rectified. So what is the plan now for PDiracDelta?
I like this move. He says, well, they're not that strong what I have in army. I can just as well go there and see what he's doing.
Yeah. It was in the game between Frobenius and Rob. Sometimes they were like, massing army, but not really looking what the other one is doing. Now you at least know that he's keeping to knights and...
Yeah, indeed. And then you can keep, as he's doing now, just keep up the skirmisher and camel production.
Oh, true.
That's fine. Since it's so cheap, once you have the food, I would also consider the elite skirmisher upgrade.
Is it?
But yeah,
cheap?
I think there's... I forgot to add a point to the scoreboard. My apologies. See, rookie caster.
Yes.
At some point
Can
I
you
will be
see
better.
the PDiracDelta has all this eco? No, he has
he has Bosa, wheelbarrow. And then obviously, since he's Franks, his farming upgrade is for free.
Yeah, it's automatically okay. Kron is lagging a bit behind on that.
Indeed. Especially with 27 farms, wheelbarrow is such a big... Oh, more now, 29 farms. Wheelbarrow is a genuine improvement of your farming eco. So that would be quite a useful eco technology to research right about now. In the meantime, PDiracDelta is also going for 21 farms, 3 TC boom. Yeah, so we have a very safe game from both players.
Yeah.
But I think the defensive bonuses that the Byzantines get will outweigh the weight of the Frankish paladins, if it gets to that stage even. Now causing some kind of eco damage. 2 villager kills, 3 villager kills, but I don't think that's that relevant.
No, but it's still, he didn't lose a lot of, so it's still good.
Yes, but in the meantime, PDiracDelta is housed. This is a dangerous move, keeping the door open with skirms. And oof, that could have been painful.
Yeah, but
And then just retreating, yeah.
good enough for holding.
Indeed, that's a good enough hold.
This is about the time to remind that like a hideout game could also just be decided by going for a relic victory.
It is indeed, if players follow the rules at least, a standard victory, not conquest.
I'm checking it. Where is the victory condition? Standard. Because actually, yeah, if like PDiracDelta, how he's playing now, if he scouted all the relics, I can have a look.
He does know where all the relics are.
He knows all the relics.
Yep,
Could be actually.
Kron does not know where any of the relics are. Well, I think he knows about 2 or something. No, just 1. Just the 1 relic.
Yeah, now might be that PDiracDelta has to worry about a bit because the amount of army is getting bigger and bigger.
He is not doing any damage. He has 4 knights and 4 cav archers, defending with 12 camel archers and 9 skirmishers. It's relatively easy. Meantime, there's quite a bit of stone mining going on for Kron. So some castle dropping somewhere might be possible. Oh, yeah. I'm missing a raid here. Yeah.
Where I was just a fight. Yeah, quite a lot of knights. Ah, raid. Okay, yeah, I'm not.
Quite a lot of camels.
A bit behind.
Then, oof.
Okay.
I mean, camels not the greatest raiding unit, but doesn't mean they can't do it. And then moving.
And the wood line is still.
The wood line is secure again.
Oh, good timing.
But yes, as mentioned in the player profile, PDiracDelta was walling here, but as always, there's a hole in his wall.
Yeah, okay, but his wood line is the most important right now, and that is still open.
I think he's sending 1 villager to repair it, but 1 villager versus...
I don't like the fact that Kron left the skirmishers on its own.
I don't like it either, but, well... In the meantime, Kron is expanding outside his original base. Defensive castle, protecting the stone, protecting the gold.
And the eco difference has suddenly become quite big.
Yes. No eco KD, well, 1 eco kill for Kron right now. But I think he just gave them a massive amount. Yeah, if you look at the idle eco time, PDiracDelta's is now an hour longer than Kron's, so that's quite obviously a huge impact. I think you could take this fight. Oh. Maybe you should have taken this fight, but with elite skirm. Especially by going so heavy into skirm, it's really worth it just to have the elite skirm upgrade. And wow, 41 gold miners.
Yeah, but what is he going to do? Because they specialize
know.
in counter units that are not that expensive normally. Obviously, it's maybe just preparing for the long game as well, but
Preparing for the long game is a possibility. He's now balancing it a little bit more, but still 40 on gold, that's quite a lot. Meantime, PDiracDelta is going Imperial. And now the Elite Skirmisher is coming in, and there is indeed a Cataphract switch coming on. I'm
not sure,
yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best move, but I think they are a better raiding unit than the camels at least. They do more damage.
Yeah, and actually, as long as PDiracDelta doesn't have like a large amount of knights, he's going imp, cavalier, paladin. As long as that is not there, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's
also cataphracts are slower than knights, right? For seeing as you're up against cavalry archers.
Yeah, cataphracts have, at least the ones that he has now, have a speed of 1.49. And if I then select a knight, same speed, 1.49. So cataphracts and knights have equal speed. Camel riders 1.6 tiles per second. So they are a little bit quicker.
No.
But yeah, obviously Kron is now flying heavily into the elite skirmishers. 3 archery ranges being constructed just outside his walls. And in the meantime, PDiracDelta is still adding to his cav archers. I think that's a bit of a mistake. In Imperial, they're not that great.
Also, this is not a map that I like to play cav. Well, it's quite closed.
Quite closed. You know that it's mainly all protected. It's
now also he will lose a lot to the castle.
Yeah, this is a bad fight.
Yeah, a really bad one.
Yeah. Kron basically undamaged. Again, thumb ring. For skirmishers, you don't really need
but
thumb
securely
ring.
on the other side as well. A castle, outposts, expanding a bit.
Good map control.
Might just as well wall it off a bit further on when it's more narrow.
Yeah.
Consider doing it.
Another outpost over here.
He can take really good value fights with the skirmishers, but he doesn't want there to be a lot of mobility.
Indeed. And still continuing with the cavalry archer production, I'm really wondering what the idea was. Would have been handy to have PDiracDelta also here somewhat for comments. Because this heavy cav archer push as Franks, especially in Imperial Age, makes very little sense.
He didn't research heavy cav, right? Do they have? Yeah, he didn't yet research heavy cav.
I don't even think they have heavy cav.
Yeah, they do.
Archer.
They do.
They do. Okay.
But I think now he will mainly go for the paladin once he can afford it gold-wise.
But then again, still only 14 cavaliers, so it's okay. This is gonna be a bit of a bad fight, but so he's gonna lose some skirms here, but don't think that's an issue. Yeah, lost 2 skirms or something like that. And now he's back under the safety of the castle. And now, indeed, he's adding more camel riders. Heavy Camel Rider would be a good upgrade to get, because you know that he's just continuing with his heavy cavalry. Yeah, Heavy Camel Rider coming in.
Might have been a decent moment to try and push a bit more as a PDiracDelta. I mean, he does have quite a lot of army. If he goes
He has
past,
quite a lot of army.
if he goes past the castle,
I
might
I
be able
think
to do a lot of damage, but
yeah, I think he's not really using the mobility that he does have with his army. So if he would just try to flank around, he would find this giant spot of villagers, like 21 villagers on stone.
yeah, and I think on one hand, obviously, Kron has been playing it securely safe, building a castle on the other side as well, having a good overview, but he hasn't been making. Yeah, now he changed because he saw the paladins and he added the camels, but he wasn't really producing enough, I think.
Just to illustrate, this is the full map, and we can see what areas Kron can currently see.
Yeah.
It's literally only the base of PDiracDelta which is not visible. This is enormous map awareness.
Now he's also walling the upper end there, yeah.
Yeah, he's also walling this indeed. These villagers are... I think they're just sacrifices at the moment. Like, I can't do anything with these.
He does have 130, so...
Yeah, that's a slight overboom, he can afford it. Bracer coming in, that might have come in a bit earlier to help with the elite skirms. And now just 40 elite skirms, 40 heavy camel riders. Compared to 2 trebs, 6 cavalier, 17
this
heavy
is
cap archer.
A lot of army value going up for PDiracDelta.
Yep, indeed. And this is now completely walled in. So these heavy cav archers have no chance of escape.
Does Kron have ballistics?
Kron does not have ballistics. But army to army fights, that's not the most important upgrade to have.
No, it was if they if he would have tried to get them out and run past, but he's not doing it. He's just letting them die. So
yes, and they're now all dead. Meanwhile, the heavy cav archers.
No army for PDiracDelta. I am fearing this will be 2-0 very shortly.
I'm guessing it as well. Meanwhile, Kron is pop capped. Paladin is coming in, but there's only 2 cavalier remaining.
Yeah.
And PDiracDelta only has 200 gold left. No gold miners. In the meantime, there's a trap on the left side of his base. Castle, counter castle. There's cataphracts ready to run in. Logistica coming in, elite cataphract coming in, and PDiracDelta calls it here. Offensive in castle incoming indeed, sorry. Didn't see the message in time. So yeah, that is a 2-0.
And quite convincingly so far.
Quite convincing indeed. I think we can... both games, I think we can say that Kron kind of just managed to keep control, and it's not a quick aggressive playstyle, but it's just managing to keep the advantage and just slowly crushing whatever PDiracDelta tries to do.
Yeah, and the Cav Archer play was peculiar, maybe because he just wanted to go nice and then saw the Byzantine pick. I don't know what his reasoning was, but...
I mean, it is a difficult matchup. It is a difficult matchup.
No.
But so that's indeed the 2-0 for Kron.
So we go to Yucatan.
So now we go indeed to Yucatan. What do you expect there?
I think, given based on the amount of boars boars hunt stuff, Mongols is not an illogical pick for PDiracDelta.
I think nobody will argue that.
Sif, I would. heavily consider in Yucatan. And
Mhm.
for our Kron, what does he have left? Magyars, humans, maybe just Mayans to keep it historically accurate.
I think also Mayans would be a good choice. Just the both the eco bonus of having the extra longer lasting resources is very nice. Cheaper archers, because you know that the Mongols most likely Cav Archer or Mangudai. One of the better options is still using your own archers against that.
Yeah,
And with the cheaper
archers
archers, you can just
also have the advantage of being mobile enough to deal with cavalry archers.
that as well. Plumed archers do have that advantage, indeed. And if
I
we
think.
look at the map, I think we nailed it. Uh, it is indeed Yucatan. That was no surprise, and it's Mongols versus Mayans.
Yeah, I think maybe logical choices given the map and the availabilities. So first
Indeed.
regicide where we have like a bigger start with more villagers and a castle, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, then the Yucatan, I missed the earlier Yucatan game from the
Yes,
both Jonas's. Okay.
indeed. And that was one of the more entertaining matches there.
Let's hope
Uh,
this one
does not
generates
disappoint.
the same amount of hype.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, instant loom for Elkon.
Ah, that's prepared from random map or?
I do believe so. And he can. I think this is what deviates from random map. Uh, oh no, he starts queuing villagers immediately, so only 8 seconds idle time. Meanwhile, PDiracDelta immediately starts queuing villagers.
Yeah, if you look at, oh, is it? Yeah, the base of PDiracDelta, all the deer there. As a Mongol player, it's such a big
It's
boost.
it's an enormous boost indeed. Also, there's not 2 but
Which,
3 boar available in your base.
yeah, actually, I don't really like the fact that he went to the berries already.
Yeah, that's a very
Yeah,
slow
obviously
food
he hasn't
source.
scouted yet. Yeah, it's hard to see at this point where the deers are. But even a boar lure, why not just start when you have
Yeah,
enough villagers?
it gives you such a huge bonus indeed. Pay attention to the deer luring this time, please. Okay. So we will pay attention to the deer lure. I'm assuming that we need to pay attention to Elkron while I'm
Obviously.
waiting for confirmation from chat. Also nice exploring with the king here.
A really cool one.
Yeah, so Elkron already knows where his deer are. The king is moving in that direction. The scout is just scouting out the base. What's the king doing? Is he gonna push or is he just gonna scout? Seems like he's just scouting. Bet he's gonna lure deer with that king. Well, I mean, it might be a short game if that king continues on straight trajectory.
There is
Because
a
then
castle there, but yeah.
there is a castle there, so that's kind of dangerous.
Would have been a good one.
That would have been a good fight indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no deer lure, at least from Elkon.
No
Dirac
deer,
Delta
neither
is
boar. He hasn't taken any boar or hunt so far.
PDiracDelta Delta also not having done any hunt yet.
No,
Okay, now
nothing. Now he's taking his first boar.
yeah, now his first boar.
And now the... Okay, he didn't really risk it.
He forgot to put his gathering points on the board, so all the villagers ejected and went for gold. I don't think that was part of the plan.
Still, not problematic.
I mean, this is also a way to lure the boar. You just make them into a little zoo. As Kron is doing.
You divide them.
Divide and conquer. I mean, I do like the efforts at walling. A short wall over here would enclose a large area, and then you just really take up the relic there.
That you build your fort, your barracks, like to the right of the stone there, somewhere.
Yeah, indeed, and then
so that you do get these resources. Otherwise, you're out of stone. But
meanwhile, no walls yet. Well, for PDiracDelta, he is walling off his pond here. Unlike the previous Yucatan game. Deer walling is new meta, absolutely. What else would you do? In contrast to Snelly, he does not make a dock on his pond with a single shorefish. Yes, you've missed new meta development.
I'm sort of hoping that Kron just forgets about his king, but...
Okay, that is... here.
Outside at the... okay.
Just...
down there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, but he's... Nope, he's moving him actively, so... He did not forget about him. I think he's just gonna go and shelter it inside the castle. Overall, a very passive game up to now. Nothing happening. Some big walls.
Yeah, Kron feeling comfortable from the previous game to
I think so too.
Wall and play it safe.
Yeah, now blacksmith, market, he's gonna just click up the castle, he's got the resources for it. PDiracDelta having already done so.
Yeah.
An interesting tactic here could be an extremely fast imp. I mean, you already have a castle once you get to castle age.
Could so be, you just need to... whether you, then push with bombard cannons or something.
I mean, I don't think the civs are suited for a fast imp push, but it's just, I think, something to consider when you play this map.
I do think both players, once they will reach castle, they will start producing from their castle. Plumed archers, Mangudai, something I sort of expect.
The one... Stone Gate, okay. The one downside to Mangudai is that they do require a lot of upgrades to be fully upgraded. So he still needs a barracks, an archery range, and a stable to get them up to an acceptable level of upgrades. But he is indeed building those. So yeah, I think this is indeed what we're seeing is a Mangudai play. Meanwhile, all that Kron needs is an archery range, which is coming in here for Thumbring, and then he can just start producing his plumed archers.
Yep.
Yep, padded archer armor incoming, and then the first Mangudai already being produced. Both players have fletching already. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a very classic play. Plumed archers on one side, Mangudai on the other.
I do feel like the walling so far has been more secure for Kron, but
I have that impression as well. I mean, he still has this
open, but
it has this giant hole in the wall, but I think aside from that, if you go through here anyway, you bounce on the castle, you encounter town center. I think that's relatively safe.
I also don't really see at PDiracDelta's the right-hand side of his base. Why not just wall to the edge of the map there? Instead of like the house at the bottom.
Yeah, this is a little bit like just... Oh, if he would have explored here. I don't know if he's seen this. Yeah, he's seen this, so
yeah.
just wall this and you're completely fine. Okay, Kron now putting more villagers on wood, which is what he'll need for his army. At least we're assuming that he's gonna go plumed archers, or archers in general. Skirmisher. Oh, he's just anticipating the Mangudai play and countering immediately.
Yeah, and as PDiracDelta is still on 1 TC, we'll have to start doing some damage because he's getting behind more and more in eco.
Indeed, he's already 9 villagers behind and he's currently housed, so that's not helping the situation either. Yeah, and then this group of 5 Mangudai. I mean, Mangudai have no counter, but a group of 5 doesn't do that much damage. Not when you're fully walled. Also, Kron,
quite fine.
I've been trying to pay attention to the deer luring, but there's not much luring going on here. On the backside, PDiracDelta had just finished all his hunt over there and is now going for a second town center and a third one. I have a feeling this is a bit late.
Yeah, it's late, and also I'm a bit worried about the food eco of PDiracDelta.
You mean the one on food?
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, this is a mistake. That was just free damage that he got on the Mangudai.
Yeah, and also the back is still sort of openish, but you can't. You have the castle, you have the center, so there's nowhere.
There's nowhere to do damage there. Not with 5 Mangudai. You need a bigger
There's
mass for that.
nothing else coming, yeah. There's only 3 other Mangudais queued, so not nearly enough to do some damage.
And now the entrance is also being guarded by skirmishers.
Yes.
And they're choosing to take the engagement, so this will be... Yeah, this is now the only hole in the wall. Okay.
Oh, the deer have escaped.
Oh no! They've escaped the zoo! Oh, one is returning. One deer is returning to the zoo. A second deer is returning to the zoo. See, they like it inside.
I do love how much of the map PDiracDelta has walled by now.
I mean, he does indeed see a lot. If we compare
but also
to Kron,
just this walling up top, all the upper part is walled off now.
Yeah, that is a crazy amount of walling. The question is, for example here, is that fully walled? Or is there a hole in between the gate and the stable?
It might be.
I think there's a hole there.
Yes.
Because the stable is 3 by 3 and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think there's a hole here.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's still...
I mean...
No, there's... maybe at the right of the stable, because the stable is next to the gates. There's no hole between them, but maybe... it's hard to see.
It is hard to see, but if you count... If you have the grid mod, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles to the edge of the from the wood line to the
Yeah,
edge of
but
the
you
gate.
see the white
Yes, and the
edge around
white.
stable, so it's to the right of the stable that there's still a hole, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I mean, based on the graphics, I wasn't sure if it's left or right, but in any case, there's a hole. I think. Let's see if that comes back to bite
Almost
him
20
in the future.
villager difference.
Yes, Bull Shade Javelineer, so Alcon is just upgrading his skirmishers to have a second shot. Nicely balanced eco. Need a couple more on farms to start really affording any of the upgrades.
Some more
Because they tend
archery
to...
ranges as well, I think, although he has 3 already, but...
Well, he's got 1.5k wood, might as well just spend it on more production buildings. 2 monks. That's just to pick up the relics, I assume, but when you know there's Mangudai around, it's somewhat dangerous to move out, I think. Oh,
Maybe
only now Thumb Ring and Ballistics being added for PDirac. Elite Skirmisher on the way.
Botkin arrow as well now.
Yes. And then I think the...
Yeah. Cavalry archer are really good on maps where you have your mobility, but PDirect he still chosen maps where 2 maps where it's quite easable to keep it closed.
Indeed.
And then he still
It's...
goes for, I don't know.
Twice he goes indeed for Cav Archers. It's a little bit of an odd choice.
Obviously, here you can sort of, but you have to back it up way sooner with like a siege thing if you
Indeed.
want to push.
I mean, what would be good is just here, Siege Workshop, much more on gold. He's only got 4 on gold.
Also, Castle Age aggression. I don't know how much of this is really scout. All of the stones are forward for Kron. So it's to build an extra defensive castle. Yeah, you can always buy it, of course, but it's not so. Maybe some mangonel action could have been. Definitely now, seeing the amount of skirmishes to defend, you need to back it up with
Indeed.
siege, I think.
And here it might indeed also be a good play for the Mongol player, knowing like, okay, I can't get any damage in. Just retreat, try to go up to Imperial, and then just get the super speedy siege units and try to make something happen.
But still, he's been produced his food. Yeah, I think it's only now that his food eco is sort of okay.
Sort of getting stabilized.
Because he's had way too much, the amount of villagers.
Okay, and Imperial coming in for El Kron. Then the immediate reaction, just adding a bunch of crossbows to the queue, bringing the skirms forward to deal with the Mangudai.
Yeah, I think now this is a bad fight for PDiracDelta, but it wasn't quite a lot of crossbow died, I guess.
Did not pay attention. In the end, yeah, he killed 18, lost 4 in total so far. So since this was the only major battle,
sort of
I'm assuming that that's what it was. Yeah, this is... I'm not a big fan, but... Okay.
Yeah.
Just venturing forward.
Too slow.
Okay, and he saw that this was walled. Here it's quite obvious that the lack of ballistics is hindering. the offensive capabilities, and now there's just a massive 20 archers and 10 skirms coming forward. See, there's a hole.
Yeah.
Come on, just click inside. Just click inside. Yep. And just whoop-de-doo, walking through.
Yes, yes, yes. As it
Yeah,
should be. Tradition is not something to be taken lightly.
indeed, indeed. It is
How much of the
PDirac.
eco is exposed? Not a lot. The castle is in a good position. Right.
Castle is in a good
Is
position.
also
There's a town center here. You can't pass it through here. At least once these buildings get built. So I don't
which
think it's a
sort of
major issue. But
no, which sort of make it strange why he went to the effort of walling all the way up. But yeah.
yeah, that is indeed a little bit of a waste of resources. Uh, but there is now an Arbalest Grave coming in.
Yeah.
PDirac is completely unaware of this.
Oh, it's nice that he walks past without. Okay.
Yep. Like, you
Okay.
think this is defended, but if you don't notice the units coming in, then they can just walk through. And now this entire eco is exposed.
Yes. And there's a castle down below, but it's not very
That's
useful.
not defending anything. And, oh, we get the GG already.
Oh.
Okay. That
Yeah. Well,
is...
given the stats at this point, it's not really surprising, but
No, but
it's earlier than the last games. Yeah.
given how long the last games dragged out, even when it was obvious, it's
Yeah.
a little bit different.
But yeah, it was once again a bit of the same in that a solid, not extremely offensive game by Kron and PDiracDelta not having
Hmm.
the right choices at the right time or
Indeed,
just being too easily countered.
indeed. It's, yeah. Elkron really plays it. I have an advantage, I'm not letting you take that back. It's like, I have the eco advantage, I will continue booming, I will continue making sure that I have more resources than you, and I will just counter what you throw at me.
But then the next game for Alcron might be a bit more challenging when he faces the
Yeah.
favorite for the tournament. Yeah, that is.
Yes. Well, is he the favorite? I think he only has like one vote extra compared to you. So,
Is the clear favorite, I would say.
is he though? Is he?
Yeah, I think he is. But yeah,
Are you just trying to underdog now?
always. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, just solid games. A bit. Yeah, I
Indeed, quite
think
a
of the
solid
three
game.
games, the ones that was the most one-sided. One-sided. The previous
Um,
ones, you were like you didn't really know who would win, and here it felt like all of the time Alchrome was in control.
yes. Well, I mean, I also had that feeling at the Northern Isles game. Mhm.
Yeah, with the first ones. No, yeah, but I think we can call it a nice first day of the tournament.
Indeed, indeed. Uh,
Some good games, some good plays, and in the end, all the favorites going through. So
Indeed.
no big
So,
upsets, but still some
yeah. So
nice
just to
entertaining games.
indeed, just to recap, Elcon PDiracDelta was favored 10-2. And then the same ratio is again used in the next matchup. Uh,
Uh, in the other way around, or
the other way around, Elcon only getting 2 of the votes.
yes, but
Uh,
we know my boy Alcron, he can rise up to the challenge. I'm sure of it.
I mean, you're even betting that he's gonna beat you, so I think
Obviously,
you have a lot of confidence in Elcon. And if
yes,
he continues
yes.
playing like this, I think he's got a real shot at this.
The thing is, he's quite good in situations where he has the big amount of army. I think he has more problems in the messier games, so I think this will be strategy. It would be a nice matchup to see him as against Frobenius, but it will most likely not happen.
Well, that's confident that that somebody, you never know,
Yeah,
Jonas
yeah,
might snipe you away.
yeah, yeah. No.
But yeah, I think this was a nice beginning of the tournament. So the next game that I know is scheduled is Knight versus Panda. Oh
Yeah,
no, I've
and
just
Jonasti will also already probably play against me quite in the near future, but also next week somewhere, I think.
okay. Well, also since the next 3 weeks I will not be available for casting, we'll have a discussion. Well, discussion. I'll just ask everyone's opinion. Do we want to play once the winners are known of these quarterfinals? Do you guys want to play the semifinals already, and then I just like over the course of a week, like every day or something, I stream one set of matches, or if it's just gonna be okay, let's just wait until another weekend that I'm available, and then over Saturday and Sunday I cast the quarterfinals. But I don't
We
think
can
we need to
see.
answer that
I
now.
think
We can see.
this was quite a long day as well for you,
Yes,
I think,
my
as well.
there's a
So,
reason why I'm constantly drinking tea, just trying to keep my throat from closing up on me.
I don't know. Okay, but we will see, and there's sure to be some exciting games before we end the tournament with Sander as a winner, with Kron as the winner. So let's
Indeed, indeed.
move on. Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye.